everyone, here are my thoughts to last Friday's CRG video, Star Citizen Live, All Vehicles Question and Answer. This video was 64 minutes long. I will concentrate on things I find interesting.
Will landing gear ever become decoupled from wings? John Crew.
Yes.
Pause. Yes, this was a short answer. John Crew said there are still technical limitations and you still keep your landing gear even when landing gear is attached to a wing and you lose the wing. I hope this will change one fine day.
The Caterpillar's big cargo doors are also supposed to function as lifts. Anything you can tell us about that?
Oh well, this was a long answer from John Crew, over 2 minutes. I suggest you watch the original video, link is in my first pinned comment below. He's talking about that doors are so difficult, elevators are so difficult, and combining doors and elevators makes this even more difficult. Yes, I can see this, but why was it on the roadmap for 3.16? John's answer looks like we won't see this anytime soon, not in the next 2 or 3 years. How are we supposed to get our cargo in and out of Caterpillar without door elevators? Does this mean we cannot use our Caterpillars anymore when we get the cargo refactor until this is fixed? And the funny thing is, CRG used a Caterpillar with mules in the promo video. Yeah, good job, CRG.
Will there be a landing assistance UI without an autopilot? Example, a UI that tells or shows distance from the center of a hangar or distance from the walls. A bottom-facing camera, something.
Yeah, if you've been playing Star Citizen a long time, you'll remember the old landing UI, which displayed a little version of your ship and then relative it to the landing pad. We absolutely want to have maybe not that exactly come back, but something approximate to that to give you that spatial context without you having to go into external camera view.
Pause. I like the idea to have a landing assist without having to use third-person camera. Still, third-person camera is very useful. I hope we don't lose it. And we really need a ground radar. Today, even a Cessna can tell you distance to the ground, at least when she is rather close to the ground. We really need to know what our altitude is when we want to land, especially at night.
Has there been any more progress on drones for the ships that use them? Carrack, Reclaimer, Vulcan, I think Apollo? Apollo had some, maybe?
Yes, sort of, the Apollo. Short answer, no. There's nothing to specifically talk about. The slightly longer answer is there are multiple scenarios in like Squadron, mostly in like the side missions that make use of them. So they are on the vehicle feature team.
Pause. Reclaimer, Apollo, Vulcan, Carrack, only drones, and now John Crew said drones are needed for Squadron 42 as well, and there is no real progress yet. Just think about how far or how close we are to the release of Squadron 42. Answer the call 2016. This video is still on CRG's channel.
We've gone quiet on modularity for a while. Are you having problems? What's going on?
Not cancelled, not stealthily removing modularity from the game, as some people constantly tell me I am.
Pause. Another very long-winded answer from John Crew. He's talking around the subject without giving a real answer. Yes, basically CRG has removed modularity. There will be some, but not much is left. For example, you cannot buy Vanguard Battlefield upgrade kits anymore. You have to buy a Warden or a Sentinel or a Harbinger. And when we get new ships like Talon, you had to buy a Talon or a Talon Shrek. And when we get the Ares, you had to buy an Ion or an Inferno. But it would be trivial to have a kit to change between those two. I guess CRG found out they can make a lot more money when they get rid of modularity.
Are you still considering adding a second entry to the Star Runner?
I think it'd be nice. I don't know when we would do it, but there's space where we could sneak it in at some point.
Pause. Let me tell you, John Crew, what I think would be nice. I think it would be nice if CIG would think in advance. For example, having an Excel sheet with things like location of guns, location of turrets, location of pilot seat. Do we have room for components? Do we have beds? And do we have easy access to a ship? CIG forgot to have a second entrance into Carrack and Mercury Star Runner. You have to open the big ramps each time you want to enter your Carrack or your Mercury Star Runner, and everyone can just abuse this and get on your ship. You cannot even shoot at them because of armistice zones, and if you could, you would get a crime stat. Yeah, good job, John Crew.
What's happened to ship naming? Why aren't we seeing more?
I'll go first. So we rolled it out on limited ships at the time, and we learned a lot from it, not just on like the content side, but also on the platform side of how to deal with like the waves of naming. But primarily on the content side, there was a lot of issues we thought would happen that did happen, and we don't have a good solution to them. Like, hey, I've named my ship a 4-letter word, and it's teeny tiny on screen, whereas someone who's named it 32 characters looks fine. Or it's on an area where there's no lights shining on it, or I put a paint on it and now I can't see it. So we decided with the platform team to stop like the public facing rollout of that until we figured out what's going on with it. But every ship that's been released since that time has the tech there to enable it, and you'll see it on you'll know if your ship supports it because you'll see serial numbers popping up on the ship in various places.
Pause. It's the same old, let's throw it into the game and have it for 4 ships and let it rot in the corner. Don't expect that you can name all your ships in the next few years.
Will there be a lot of work involved getting the older ships up to standard in terms of newer design practices and upcoming tech, i.e. relay cabinets, airlocks, bulkheads, etc., or have they been designed in such a way to easily add these things with minimal alterations?
I think it's a bit of both.
Another very long-winded answer from both, so basically it's not easy, but it's possible. But my question would be much more, is CIG even willing to bring all their ships to a standard we have today? From my point of view, it looks like CIG doesn't care for Gladiators, Hornets, Super Hornets, Sabres. CIG just wants to sell new ships. I hope I am wrong.
And Retaliator rework we showed a while back.
Yeah, so the again, the Retaliator, we did a decent amount of work on that, getting the interior up to kind of scratch, just making sure that corridors were wide enough and ship items fit where they needed to fit, doors could fit AI carrying things through and all that sort of fun stuff. This is the one that we moved the dock and collar to the side on the interior. Unfortunately, we had to shift around some kind of some resources internally, so we paused it. So interior is probably like 90% done. Exterior, we need to put some work into.
Yeah, there's a pretty much just bringing the exterior up to modern standards and accounting for the changes we made on the interior, which was that docking collar being on the side rather than top and bottom and the bigger lift.
Yeah, luckily that ship, we did have space to do all the changes we need to and not make it any bigger, which was great.
Retaliator has a lot of problems. Cockpit is totally bot together. You have 10 MFDs all over the place. Many of them can only show a few things. Escape pods are on the 2nd level. Good luck to the guys in the turrets in the back making it to escape pods. You have those double corridors. Many of the turrets have very bad, very restricted firing arcs. And you better make sure she gets a size 3 shield and not 2 size 2 shields, but tons of HPs. I guess this is just a workaround for now. These are my thoughts to Star Citizen Live, all vehicles question answers. If you don't agree, please leave a comment. I hope you found this interesting and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen. Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter. My Twitter account is Camural_SC.